Thank you so very much for this wonderful, sweet opportunity. Mr. Wisdom, shake my hand. Senior man. Now, senior man, you know go do this thing. If you shake hand, you must be respectful. And what for you, as you old rich. It's a fantastic time to be here. Welcome to this unique, sweet brand of Beige podcast.
I love it.
Make I check the name. The name no dey here.
So we're going to call it Beige podcast.
No. You know, say we are moving from. You see it now. Waiting I be one talk, but you don't have patience. Okay. You must be able to exhibit patience. We are shifting. It's a new leaf. We are turning over a new leaf. We are turning the corner. Beige Finance Fellowship is motivating itself into Beige podcast, and that's why you are here for the first time. We want to pick your knowledgeable brain. Knowledgeable
Nice.
To find out one or two things that people can learn, in terms of SMEs. Hey, what is the goal behind what Beige is trying to do? We had broken it down earlier on in the year to 3 key things: income, which is where the money come in, then money management, saving, budgeting, etc., and then multiplying the money, which is investments, etc., and so forth. So now we did our number one side, the income side, because without income, there's nothing to manage. And there's nothing dry, even though dry.
If you don't have income, nothing can come.
Dry, even though. Anyway, so for today's topic, we're going to be looking at something that is very, very special to SMEs. And special shout out to the producer, the guys behind this. This was such a very motivating topic. And I think we're going to have fun. So before we dive straight into it, I wanted to introduce you, but because you not shake me well in the beginning, I will allow you to introduce yourself.
Because you don't know what to say to introduce me.
No. Who are you? Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name
Can
is...
we meet you? Can we meet you, sir?
No, you'll be hanging out with too many old people.
Rubbish. Can we meet you? You go meet us.
My name is Wisdom Ating. My government name is Ating. I run a marketing, communications, and advertising agency. And generally, I'm a businessman. I help people make more money using media as a tool.
Wow, so romantic. It helps people make money using media as it helps people make more money.
I know, you have to be making money.
Money first. I think so. Well, Mr. Wisdom, thank you so much for coming to Beige Podcast. Today, the first and our inaugural topic.
I love it.
Our inaugural topic.
Just say the first topic.
No,
media
no be you go tell me wetin I go talk for my podcast.
Sorry.
Our inaugural topic is why small businesses fail during expansion. So say you be talk say you help people make more money. So they must be making money first. So this one is also similar in that the business must have been running for a while, and then now it's time to expand. So we now want to look at why do businesses fail? They are just about to expand. They will now get F on their report. So what I think is that there's a research here that the guys did, a couple of startups across some African countries between 2013 and 2024 that had received funding of over $500K to $1 million. Over 50-something of them had already failed, between the 10-year space. And you did the media industry also. You go know all these statistics where they tell people, say, 10% of startups fail in this time, 50% of startups fail X amount of years, etc., and so forth. So we want to then, on the strength of this data that is very much available, go into some of the reasons, why we think that some of these startups fail. Maybe I give you one gist, normal gist. When I been there university, yes, I was in the university. I went to university.
Yes.
In case you are
fortunately
rubbish. So when I been there university, I been get 2 tight friends, Shaya and Naomi. And me, Shaya and Naomi. So we schooled in Ghana. We went to University of Ghana, Legon. And myself, Shaya and Naomi, we were the only 3 Nigerians in our department, in our level, in our year, in our department. So you don't have any option. You must be close so that you can also...
And especially because the 2 are ladies.
And that has no bearing on this conversation.
Wow.
Anyways, there's something that they used to call hall week. Normal hall week now.
That's like student week now.
Yeah, like student week. But now for... So they
for
called
that particular
hall.
department. or
you know, say hostel, confirm. So for that whole week, so I used to stay at Ivandi, and Shai as well. Shai used to stay at Ivandi, but I think even Naomi at some point. So 3 of us now decided that, you know what, even though upon still, we go run business for the whole week. So we went to go and buy stand. Collaborated with one of our friends, name is Ifine. So we bought stand. The idea behind the stand was supposed to be drinks and then PS4. At that time, PS4 was new. It was undelivered fresh. And so what did we do? We contributed money, and then we went and started buying drinks, buying this thing. But at first, they did not want to give us that stand because somebody else was doing the exact same thing that we're doing. But Stronghead would definitely pass Stronghead. We finally got it. And then we bought our drinks and all of those things. And then what I then remember is that everything happened so fast. You understand? But by the time everything was done and we had returned the TVs and the PS4s and we had taken stock of what was left, what we found out was that we were poorer than when we started. Yeah. In fact, it was an interesting remaining 3 weeks. Because now 3 weeks till the end of the term. So it was the end of the session. So it was so we were all poorer than when we started. So that means that we had put in money and we had not gotten enough back. So we were young, but I feel that like that's typical of small businesses, generally speaking. Do you understand? So, and we weren't even at a stage of expansion. We're just at the beginning. Talk less of people that have maybe crossed that hurdle and now want to go ahead to expansion. So I guess my first, speed, because I've been talking for long now, what is your own general take on the subject that we're discussing in terms of expansion? Do you have any like experiences that maybe people that come for your business consulting have laid on you that are not confidential, or there's a way you can say it that will not get in trouble, stuff like that?
I'll try and not mention names of brands. But before we start, I think we should even just understand what a business is.
Right.
What is a business? Because even I've fallen into that trap.
It's a lie, you. It's a lie.
My God.
If I hear say
you must
una
cut that
cut
part
am,
out.
if I hear am, say una cut am. If
I've
I
fallen
don't see
into
this,
that trap a couple of times. In Africa, our understanding of business is flawed because sometimes in activity they do.
I swear.
I swear to God.
I swear.
See, if you are doing anything that at the end of the year you cannot place your hand on profit or loss.
Excuse me, sir.
With reason.
Okay. Because
Right?
I be want to say that loss side.
Profit or loss with reason.
Yeah.
So that means you are tracking. You are not doing business. And at different points, each and every one of us experiences that, especially in Africa. Again, because how do we start business in Africa? I come, Louis tells me, Omona, podcast is rain now.
I think it's podcast.
Deep down in my heart, I'm just thinking, fuck this guy. I'm going to start podcast, right? And then we'll go and we'll start shooting videos. No business model, no understanding of the market, sometimes no markets.
I think no market.
It's like, in the South, fish is a thing, right? Or let's say pig, somewhere in like Benue and all of those things. And now social media helps us believe that we can access a global market. That is a business. Because this person is willing to trade something that they have to satisfy their hunger.
Right.
And the person that knows how to cook is trading their time and expertise for something that they think is valuable. And it's not always money, right? But money is just a measure that helps you because money will then get other things happening. For some people, It can be accolades, it can be recognition. That is what business is.
Powerful.
Now, the reason why a lot of us, small businesses, fail is that we don't track that. We don't track the main reason why it is called a business, which is that you are resolving a problem and you are getting rewarded by the market. That is one of the things because what do you want to look at? We don't understand our customer a lot in Africa. We believe that, how many people have seen that thing that So Louis starts this business. I'm his best guy. And he's just going to post on his status and say, they never believed in you. But one day, they'll be using you as reference. All of those things, that's what we do. We believe that when we start, immediate people around us. But the truth is, the people around you might not exactly be your market. You know, so again, if you are a guy and you have 10 guys that are Muslims and you're selling pig, no matter what you post on your status,
they never
you want them to change their values because of you. And that's not fair, you know. So that's my general thought on it. We don't pay attention enough. We don't do enough research. And we don't understand what business is.
Wow, that's motivating. That's very motivating. Leave me alone. See, you will be you see, like I tell you, I go set ground rule for you. This is where this is a civil environment.
I'm just doing this for the producer of this stuff.
Nothing concern producer, concern being in a civil environment. Okay. Me and you go just get problem now. Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom, for that motivating insight. You know, now I even feel, if to say we get this kind of advice that time, me, Shaya, and Naomi, maybe we would have done things different. Don't laugh. Can you? We're in a civil environment. We must keep a straight face.
I will use you guys as an example. I hope that we get to it. What I think you could have done, right? That would have helped you. Maybe I should even say it now.
I think you should, because very soon now, producer don't give me eye. Say make I now time for question time.
I love it.
So because people had actually asked questions that they wanted to be answered.
Recently, I've been speaking with a lot of people across different cultures, right? Germans, Indians, Ghanaians. And I've realized a fundamental thing in Africa. The way you people are doing things like is not recording. I'm about to drop gems.
Is it recording?
Right?
Is the you don't have to cut it out. You can leave it. In a podcast.
Is
fine.
Yes. Is only this. Okay, no.
You better be focused. Focus words where you don't use. Where you don't use pass.
I've been speaking to them and I realized something. You know, one thing in Africa is that sometimes I feel like we have too many businesses than we should actually have. So we have businesses scattered all around because everybody wants to be Oga. Everybody wants to be the one that will shine. Everybody wants to be the king. And then I've been thinking that in the West, it's not exactly like that, right? People like to come together to make one thing great, right? And that thing that becomes great becomes the greatest that it can be. I mean, look at Elon, look at Apple, look at Microsoft, look at all of those guys. If you check the stories of, maybe apart from Elon, who is still trying to check if he's a human being, right? But a lot of times, people just had this stuff and brought people together and they were building from there. We've had experiences like that in Flutterwave, we've had with Andela and the rest. Like people coming together, brilliant minds. I find that that's not the immediate default mindset in Africa. What we are thinking is like, Louis I will go start my own, right? So we dissipate resources carelessly. I think that if I were you guys, back then, dating back to when you guys were in school, I'll probably do the same thing you guys did. But with the things that I know now, I would have gone to the guy that's already set up, has his girls. Yeah,
it was 3 girls.
No, not the ladies. The other people that were doing something similar.
That's what I'm telling you. They were 3 girls.
3 girls as well. It would have been hard to penetrate. But imagine that we share the cost of setting up. So instead of 2 businesses, we're now 1. Our volume will increase. Our marketing will increase. So now, when instead of just Louis marketing, we would have had Louis and 1 lady, and then 2 other people back in the store, and 2 other people handling operations, maybe going to the market to refuel and all of those things. PS4 would have now entered. So in one store, we would have had like a one-stop shop. That would have reduced the risk, investment risk on each of the individuals.
As a total.
And risk of loss as well. So if you don't work, but then let's even just think about it from if you are calling your friends. The average person you have an average of 4 friends. So if you were calling 4 friends, who are your people? That's 16 people already. From 4 people.
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys would have been
No, we were 4,
6.
they were 3. So that's like 7.
7.
Yeah.
Imagine. So you already would have attracted your market, you know, from that, as opposed to just 3 people, right? And then now you are set up in the same market,
Yeah.
right? So you have to do a lot, you know, to stand out. I think that's the mindset that, you know, we need to start thinking in terms of like doing business in Africa.
No, you know, this is so knowledgeable and so apt for me, because interesting to note that the ladies actually were better off afterwards. So obviously there was something that they understood that we did not understand, but there was also a certain kind of crowd that we would have brought that they would have not been able to,
Exactly.
you know, bring by themselves. And even if that was all that we were doing, to be honest, it was a more straightforward
Make I tell you what
collaboration.
person tell me. I asked somebody who works for an organization, I won't mention the name, but brilliant guy, you know the guy. Brilliant guy is in finance.
I know
right?
the guy.
And then we're having a chat 2 or 3 days ago. And then I asked him, I was pondering on this stuff, like
Yeah.
why we behave like that in Africa. And then I asked him, why is it that this guy that you serve or that you work with or work for, why are you not trying to become him? You are so smart. And it was a trick question, but his response was, changed my life. He
So
said,
now as you are, your life is changed.
changed. That's why when producers say I should be knowledgeable, I say, no problem. I'm going to give it to you guys.
I love it.
The gentleman said, in this life, you must know your place. That the person he's serving, so if you check back to history, the people that were the richest were the kings. And that's because when you go and conquer a city, you keep the spoils of war, right? So the king will always be the richest person in the kingdom or in the empire. And because he's the richest person, everybody will be working in his farm and all of these things because he already has the wealth. So the only way for you to outthrow him is to be stronger than him, become a better warrior than him, so that you can go and conquer
somewhere
territories
else.
too.
Yeah.
This has existed years before any of us was conceived. Now the thing is, how then do you think that you can just be, so the fight of becoming, you know, the gentleman said the average person has about 60 active years, right? Spend the first 30 in school trying to develop skill and everything. Spend another 30 active work. If you don't have something to build on, that your 30 years, you know, go easy. If you do have something to build on, the 30 years is easy. So it's just mobilizing the resources and using it properly. The person he's serving happens to have it
Already.
because his forefathers, you know, the spoils of war and everything, secured it. So this guy has literally gold bars under his bed. And you don't have.
Yet.
So the best thing to do is join this guy that has gold bars, that has a foundation on which he's building on, and build so that your generation that is coming would now have a foundation.
Right.
Because he said something that stood out. He said, without me, this guy will not do what he's doing.
Right.
But he also knows that if I go and attempt to do it by myself, I go
May
fail.
not be able to.
So I thought that's with the Naomi situation. That was it changed my life. I learned to love that.
I'm really excited about that. So here we have some romantic questions
I think so.
that have been asked before time. We've been running BFF since I think February this year or March this year, and then people have been sending in romantic questions that
But
they
wait,
have
are you
been
people going to
compiling.
change the branding?
I don't know.
You are daddy early. I don't want to join that in church.
I'm not daddying anything again.
Because you people didn't tell me, I would have done my guest minister pose like this.
Shit.
You know,
Shit.
but
How does this thing that you did make you feel?
like this.
This thing that you're doing, how does it make
You
you
did
feel?
introduce me now, so that's when I would have done it like this.
And you're still doing it. How does it make you feel?
Ask
How do
your
you-
question. Let me just help your career.
That's fine. So the question goes thus.
Okay. I see what we're doing. Okay, go ahead.
I'm serious, Mr. Wisdom. So this person says, I run a small gym in Lagos. Info put the name of the gym, now make we go. And seeing the growing fitness trend online really inspired me to expand my business. So I decided to open one more branch in another location, thinking the demand will be just as good because of the trends I've been seeing online of people in the area going to the gym. There's this other bigger gym about 1 kilometer away from where mine is that has like 80% market share of the gym. That has, I think what he's trying to say is that 80% of the people that he perceives are there, that's where they go. 80% of the available addressable markets, they go there, right? And then he said he struggles to compete with them. And even when I opened the new locations for like a month or two, I struggled to get even 30 monthly subscribers. Now I'm 6 months in and I'm struggling to keep up with the cost of operation, and there's no sign that things will be better soon. I think the economy is the economy. This branch actually cost me more to run than the first branch, and I've been taking money from the first branch to sustain the... What did they make you they laugh? Do you have 2 gym branches?
I guess story too.
Do you have 2 gym branches? You go wait, make the guy finish your own first. Where was I? And I've been taking money from the first branch to sustain this other branch. What do... Yeah, I say, what do you think?
What do you think?
What do I think? So,
what do you think?
Nah lie, I go finally say, well, because now that's why I like a producer. That's why it's good to have a producer. They have condensed the question into something that you can, because people go just ask a question, they go stain your whites, they go tear your short knicker. What steps can I take to better understand the actual demand for gym services in new areas before deciding to expand? Especially when there is an already strong competitor nearby. You have the floor. No go do guest minister pose before you answer.
This one, no guest minister inside. I'm sorry that I'm laughing. Whoever this
you are not sorry.
I'm sorry.
Because if you were sorry, we will know.
I'm sorry. What is happening is that I've made this mistake before. Right. There was a business, now, my first business. My first business was doing well. First, this thing, people were on us. I think we were doing about, and it was a small scale business, so we were doing about revenue. We were doing about 140, 180,000 per day. And I thought this was
at
2016. I was like, man, fuck, we're both, oh shit.
Continue your lifestyle. Don't worry about us. Continue your lifestyle.
We're balling. Until I went and opened a second branch.
I love it.
This was the insight. This whole stretch, there is nobody servicing them. There was nothing. Is there a word like wronger? Bros. So this person, don't always use... Sometimes, so for me, it was really... I think it was my ego that was saying, no, if we... And then, sometimes your customers will be suggesting to you, come to this side. Come to the... There are only 2. They cannot buy your product
that will sustain your business.
I think that... and then taking money from one to keep running another one, it dey work, but sometimes, is hard. And the reason... the person spoke about gym. A lot of people that go to gym is not because of the gym. It's a social club.
Yeah.
So we must understand behaviors. People have already formed a community around the first place, because from how the person sounds, the first gym was established first before this person's location. So it means that the first person has first movers advantage, obviously, and a community has been formed. A gym is something that is built on community. What I would have done before setting up a gym would have been to establish a community first. Even if it meant going to join the first gym, becoming a personal trainer to some people, 5, 10, 6 people that now we have a rapport, so that I can start with that. That might have been a better strategy. Don't always think, it's like going to Fine House in Abuja, and then you enter an area, you say, shit, you see light. They get like die. Water, everybody always thinks that the house has good light, no water.
Until you
the
move
only people that know
is those
are
that
the people
been
that are staying there. And sometimes we don't ask. Then you go and find out that agent don't run you street. So it's quite unfortunate that this person has already invested capital. What I would say is, bros, count your losses and go. Or if you have the budget, which you don't sound like you have, to take losses for a couple of years, maybe 2.5 years, till your community is formed, then that's fine. But it sounds like you don't. I would say count it as one of your business lessons. Consolidate your focus on that. And when the person say, I don't know if the person is a personal trainer or the person is a gym business owner.
He said he runs a small gym.
Yes,
right. So he may be the CEO.
The person
not
is the business. Kai. I think you should go back to the first business before it shuts down as well, because if you are not focusing on it, eventually it will shut down.
Oh, thank you so much.
I have a funny joke.
It better be funny.
No.
Okay.
Is it your funny?
Make we see now.
You know that anytime we are doing projections for business, across the world, it's always positive.
It's always positive.
Business that the projection was negative in the first year. Most balanced Excel sheets for business is always positive, because we always know that we're going to sweep the market we'll break even in 9 months. And then from there, profits.
There must always be that like break even. If you like, spoil your face. If you like, do your face like a bar.
Because you are trying to raise money, so you will lie.
It's not lie. It's research. Research. It's research.
Nobody they record losses. It's always profit. Break even in 18
No, but
months.
that's why it's usually like a conservative revenue line. So if you know that you can make 100K, you say, okay, 45K.
People know they do that. It's break even. You know the year, 18 months from their revenue until 2.5 years, nothing.
We'll go soon tell you to off your mic, make you come down from this set.
Sorry.
It's a serious set. Let's go to the next question.
Just that we're on the floor. We're not up. So where would I come down from? Just putting it out there.
Let's take it back from where you put it.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Put it back inside your body.
Sorry.
Okay, so here's the second person. The person said, in 2022, after NYSC, I started a poultry farm in Benue State where I served, which became successful in the local community. I saw good revenue for the first year. I even expanded a little in the second year, going from 200 beds to 500 beds. Nice. Ooh. So I thought this year, 2024, why not scale? I think you thought, why not? Why not increase my beds? So I took out a loan to expand my business and stock 2,000 beds. Okay? Hoping I could make at least 2 times my profits. That's 4 times now. Now the person is motivated. A month into it, the cost price for
feed.
Sorry, I know a family member that is going through this.
So you are laughing now.
See. A month into it, the cost price for feeding almost doubled in less than 2 weeks. And now I've stocked more than I can even afford to cater for. My feeding budget can no longer take the birds to maturity. At this point, with the interest on all the loans I've gathered and more loans now to sustain the business to the stage of selling the birds, my profit margin is already on negative. Now that I think about it, how can I better understand market trends and costs in my industry so I can make good choices about expanding my business, especially when the economy is unstable? So I think, why they laugh this person now?
It's not this person I'm laughing.
Producer, maybe next time, let's even know, like, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, like, the person's name, maybe like where the person is messaging from. If it's a boy,
but if the person watches this, the person will get it.
Hopefully. I think that, make I just quickly chip in like 1 minute, because
you are the finance person.
This one no be finance.
This person is having a financial nightmare.
For me, there was a time that we did a batch of fish. Before we started doing every month production of fish in vessel farms, yes. We did a batch of fish that was we were expecting like 3 tons of fish. And we just came in one morning and over 70% had died. So, and they were at a stage where it was 1 month to 1 kg. So people that do fish, it takes about 3 months to get to 500, 700 grams. And then, okay, depending on what you buy, if you buy fingerling, if you buy the smaller ones, or
Yeah.
if you buy the shooters. Then after that month, it takes just 1 month for them to double the kg. So they are now at 1 kg, and
Yeah.
that's what
You said.
the Rivers market, the Port Harcourt market, like to buy in bulk. So it was at the stage of
Quarter to
now
go.
just getting to, and then you spend over 40-50% of your feeds in that last month. We had already bought the feeds.
Now no fish to eat
I
the
think
feeds.
no fish to eat the feeds. So it's the opposite of this guy's
Yeah, this guy has fish,
scenario. He has
but he doesn't
fish,
have
but he
feed.
does not have feeds.
You people should
And
have
then
swapped.
we should have swapped, but our own happened in 2017. So
Just that this is chicken.
this one is chicken too. So but what we then, there's really nothing to do. We wanted to sell, the feeds back, but thankfully, Popsy had a store that he had just recently bought cranes and these things
Right.
for. But I thought that something that he did was very insightful. So about 50% of those feeds, there's a neighboring fish farm opposite. And they had not, yet bought. So instead of selling to them, there was something that they worked out, like a partnership. Whereas after he had given them the feeds to maturity, they will give him some of the fish to sell.
Yeah.
I didn't know how he pulled it off, but that was
That's good.
interesting, So I'm not saying that this guy should go and give his birds to other people, but like I'm just saying, in terms of solving the problem, think outside the box. That's one. Two, cut the loss now.
Yes.
As it has happened, pack all of them and go and meet whoever buys whatever that age of birds is. Cut all the losses. Generally, in livestock, you would make more of your profits the bigger or the more kg it weighs. So that means if you sell at a premature stage, you're not likely to make as much profit. But recoup the money first and breathe. Then after that, you can now move forward. But Mr. Wisdom, let's even hear what you say. He says that now that I think about it, how can I better understand market trends and costs in my industry so I can make good choices about expanding my business, especially when the economy is unstable?
So, when they do SWOT analysis and all of those things, there's a part called threats. And anytime you are doing business plans or designing business models in Nigeria, government is always okay. Now, government policies.
Fine.
Government policies.
Better for you.
Before they come from you. Right. My brother or my sister, whatever gender. The truth is, you can't fully understand the trends. Nigerian market is a very volatile market. Very rewarding, but extremely volatile. All of us respond, we react to the market.
Yeah.
You can't totally predict the market because there's nothing that is stable. I mean, we barely have data, right? So what I would say is that that's why, for example, your dad leveraged network, right? You must form, in whatever business that you are doing, you must form a solid network of people that you need leverage in the Nigerian market. Nigerian market runs on leverage. Whether it's leveraging mostly
Relationships, mostly.
right? So if you have taken a loan, the finance person will tell you that you need to evaluate your loan. If you can consolidate it, consolidate it. If you can't, go and look for friends and soft loans that you can use to offset that one. Two, it is better to go and sell the bets because you don't have it and you don't want to incur more cost to run. If you've projected and at the end you are still in negative, I think there's no point. Count your loss for this one. So quickly go and sell off the bets. If you leave them, they will die. And when they die, you are losing more, right? So sell them off, or there's a brilliant idea that has come up from, the very reputable Sir Michael Akpoveso, right? That you can go have negotiations. Some people will not agree. Some people may just be crazy to fuck around and agree. So exchange your bets, tell them, take this, pay me this, something that
this when they get to maturity, we can sell at this price.
I think that, but it's quite unfortunate, and I'm sorry that this person has to go through this experience.
So sorry. Someone says this as well. I launched a logistics and delivery business in Abuja. Your man.
There's tears at the end of this thing. Hey, please.
Your man.
You must stop that.
Our man.
You must
Our
stop
man.
that.
Okay.
Wait, is this Belize?
No, it's not. It's not Louis.
Sorry.
I launched a logistics and delivery business in Abuja recently, so it's definitely not.
Okay, it's not believed.
And shortly after the launch, demands grew, and I didn't have the infrastructure to meet them. But based on the current demands I was getting and the profit margin I was seeing, I decided to expand, take out loans, and get people to invest in the business with huge return potentials. However, I didn't expect how high maintenance costs would be, as well as fuel price fluctuations and other Okay, I didn't expect how high maintenance. Okay, so the maintenance costs were high, and then as well as fuel price fluctuations and other numerous expenses. And there's a reasonable amount you can charge for delivery services before people say you're overpriced. And because of this, my profit margins are razor thin, making it hard to sustain operations, and demands are reducing every day. What should I think about when setting up my delivery business so I can cover my costs without scaring away customers? So, first of all, there are 3 major points inside this thing. He was doing well. Then he now say, okay, let me borrow money and collect, let me do better. Then, fuel now happened to him. Normal from 300 or 200 and something to 1.5 or 1.2 or whatever it is now. So if he's going to increase his, if he's going to pay back what he owes, then he needs to either increase his price,
or
he needs to
increase
increase
his price.
And
if he increases his price,
I think
patronage might drop.
Patronage is going to drop because according to him, he said there's a reasonable amount you can charge for delivery service before people say you're overpriced. Before you answer the question, Mr. Wisdom, I want to ask a question. Why aren't electric delivery vehicles popular in Nigeria? Those say it's because of lights. No, because, okay, like, so even though solar...
It is it's an ecosystem thing, right? Do you really want us to go into this thing?
Let's not go into it. Let's just answer this guy's this thing.
The general answer is that electric vehicles just started becoming popular in Nigeria. I know in Abuja there's a fleet of electric vehicles, but then we have a very epileptic power supply, right? And in recent times, grid just collapse.
But we don't have epileptic sun supply. So why are they not converting that?
Solar powered. Maybe that's something. That's an opportunity.
There's solar powered motorbike. If you go to Alibaba now,
yes,
you will find.
So maybe we should import and sell.
Right.
Well,
I just wonder.
But this is a good idea for this person. Most things in Nigeria are hinged on fuel, like energy, and then what now? Mostly energy and
the operational side of it as well.
Mostly energy. So that's why energy and FX pretty much. But even the FX still affects energy, you know.
And the energy affects FX.
This person is quite... Listen, I've seen 2 people scale before they are ready.
Okay.
Right. The previous questions were similar to this one as well. And I can't sit down here and say that, you know, I've not made a mistake or we've not made a mistake. I've made a mistake.
Mistake what?
Of plenty, you know. But the reason why we're even doing these conversations is so that you don't need to make the mistake again. That you are making 100,000. Don't say, if I multiply by 10, I'll make 1 million. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
You say pleasant?
No, so I'm saying
some people
for people that are resilient, right? Because the way our market is, it's not the same as Silicon Valley. So I think that for these kinds of business, you should bootstrap to
the maximum.
Form alliances, do some integrations into your business that helps you stay relevant. Sometimes, maybe instead of doing B2C, because the price sensitivity is a B2C thing, do B2B, right? Why aren't you thinking of businesses? I'll help you deliver your letters, right? The NIPOST is just getting revamped now. Great work that the Postmaster General is doing, but why aren't you delivering letters for businesses? So now, if you become an integral part of businesses, so you become like business development support partner,
Yeah.
I think they will not consider so much, in quotes, how much they are paying you. It will be more around how to relieve you, how much stress you are
You relieve
relieving
them.
them of, right? That can be something
That's a good business
that
idea.
will, and I give you guys for free.
Reduce your shoulder.
That's something that can work. And I say can work because we are not certain. There's no solid research that's gone into it. If you have taken loans and then fuel is a thing, Mr. Louis has mentioned, getting electric vehicles.
But you know I'm idealistic.
Yes, but it's an idea. So
yeah.
you want to reach out to some suppliers sit down, do your projections. How much am I going to spend on fuel? Because I noticed that sometimes businesses always just make decisions on 1 month.
Yeah.
Right? So we're spending 100,000 on fuel. Too much. Make we run out. But that is 2.4 million in 2 years. The question is, if, let's say that fuel is to generate electricity, if I invest in that period of time in solar panels, I will never have to spend 100,000 per month, ever. Maybe
Again.
after 36 months,
Yeah.
and I'm done forever.
Yeah.
But if you spend fuel for 36 months, that's 3.6 million naira. You must sit down and do those projections, cost projections. If I'm going to buy fuel to keep this business running, what will it cost me? If I need to transition to EV,
Yeah.
or if I need to get a solar-powered bike,
Yeah.
what will it cost me? The initial investment for that transition might be high, but what you notice is that eventually it is cheaper.
Yeah.
And then you would have cut out one thing that you don't have control of. I think that in businesses, before you scale, make sure that you are in control of as many things as possible.
You can. Yeah.
Right? And somebody told me recently, if you don't have systems, processes, structures in place, don't scale. Because it's not every business
key.
that should become Amazon.
That's very key. Yeah.
Right? What's the purpose of your business? You want to solve the problem
friction.
of an immediate community.
Right.
Why are you trying to be Amazon? Right? Solve the problem of that, and the community will reward you enough for you to be okay, or maybe to invest in other things, right? But we have the idea of business will make you rich. Business will make you rich. That's the biggest lie. Your business can actually, most businesses in the first 10 years will make you poorer than you can ever imagine. Before, and if you are lucky, it makes you rich, right? So I think that for this person, what he should do, I hear loans, please, if you have taken, loan is not a bad thing, it's a good thing in business. But if you fear that you're not going to be able to keep up and it's not soft loans, go and discuss with them now. And maybe even see how you can do some level of refinancing, wherein you take the finance to get the EV vehicles or the solar-powered bikes to drive your business. Otherwise, man, I wish you the very best. I wish you the very best.
That's fine. I think that, yeah, absolutely. Have the conversations around the refinancing, maybe consolidate the loan as much as possible so that you can give yourself time, to breathe. These people's outdoor is outdoor, we're in front of poolside. That's fine. So maybe just to close up, just your final thoughts around, what businesses need to be focusing on. I will just go first because I'm the one that invited you.
Yes.
So I will now lay the ground so that.
Does it not mean that I should go first?
No. Nobody you go tell us what we go do for the podcast. So for what I think is that people grossly underestimate how important it is for just even that Excel sheet aspect of the business before you go into it, right? And the good news is that it does not have to be complex at all. Just make a list of what you are going to spend on, to the letter, down to airtime, down to lights, down to petrol, etc. Make a list of all of that, what you are going to spend on, and then as much as possible, try to project what you're getting. And then the difference between that is either your profit or loss. And then when you start doing the business, make a list of everything you actually go ahead to spend on. Have a budget and try to work within it. But if you're in Nigeria, it may not always.
Yeah,
play out
that's
the way
that's
you
why
expect.
miscellaneous is there.
That's why you guys say miscellaneous. I think the second thing is before you expand, try to explore a pilot. Right. So you may want to look more at a pilot project first. So like the gym guy, if from that his first location, he went to the second location and was like, you know what, we're going to be doing marathons here every Saturday. Then
Or
we'll
like
have a
outdoor
big boom
gym.
box.
Yeah.
So like or outdoor gym, aerobics and stuff,
Yeah.
so that he can now build that community that you were talking about.
Yes.
That then doesn't have any financial or capital requirements.
As
And then he
much.
can do that, and then he will now say, you know what, guys, I'm thinking of replicating my gym here. Is this something you guys will be? And then you can even have like pre-order sign-ups before time. So for me, those two things, keep your records and then make sure that they're up to date. And then the second thing would be try and explore a pilot first before now scaling to a new location. Always try to start as small as possible. So that would be it for me. So, but Mr. Wisdom, normal wow.
I even just thought of something. You know that some of the best people that have been able to do this pilot MVP thing is church. The church in Nigeria, they've mastered it. Right? You see a church will start, for example, in a hotel, right? And then they'll do evangelism, people will come, and then people are blessed eventually, and all of those things will happen. Then finally, those people would then be the critical mass that supports the church to set up its infrastructure.
Right.
I think that's, if you study that thing, is business at work.
Yeah.
I don't want to call people, the church members, customers, so that, but yeah, I mean, in a sense, they are customers because they are coming to get value.
Yeah.
Right? And the institution is the church, right? And then they do that. I see some churches, they start from a tent or maybe from a hotel or a parlor, and then from there is proof of concept. Once you have acquired product market fit,
Yeah.
then you can start to, and it's as simple as, if I'm a dry cleaner and Louis is already using me and I say, do you know that instead of waiting 1 week to give you your clothes, I can give you three days. You don't even maybe pay me upfront, right? I'll keep washing your clothes, but pay me, like, let's create a voucher of 100K so that I can buy XYZ stuff. When you have a customer, you can have those conversations. If you don't have a customer, we scale expecting that customers
will come after.
It
scale.
never happens, right? So, brilliant idea. I think generally you should focus on understanding your industry, understanding what your customer wants, making sure you have customers and you understand them, their present and future needs. And then you have a fair idea of the policies governing your industry before you try to scale.
Very important.
And it's not every business that, like, having a small business is okay. It's not every business that must become a big business. It's not every business that must become a medium-scale business, right? Some businesses, and in the US, in the UK, you have businesses that are small. They've been small the whole time. Pass down from one generation to the next, but they are small businesses. And I'm telling you, breweries,
restaurants,
bakeries, restaurants, so
car hire services,
you should just know why you are doing what you are doing, right? That will determine whether you should try to scale up. It's not everything that is loan. If your business is supposed to be a small business, don't do loan. Go and look for customers.
Absolutely.
Right, and use that to scale. Those are my thoughts.
Thank you so very much for those normal wow words of wisdom. I think it's been a motivating time under the
sun.
Outdoorsy. Which sun? Which sun?
Under the sun.
How many sun
Don't
touch
rain.
you?
So
How many sun
don't
touch you? With the dry season, rain no go fall.
Okay.
You too get mouth.
Sorry.
So it's been a motivating time. I'm actually very excited about when this comes out.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I
use it to promote my defunct Instagram and Facebook pages.
That's fine. I think we'll have like quite a couple of snippets from this that we can use
and
for
then
several things. So
maybe people should just more questions. I like the questions, brilliant questions. I can't believe that those are real life human beings.
They are
sending me those things. So
they are, and they are actually more, but because of time constraints.
Just you start to beg me to come back. Just say it.
I'm not begging you. If you like, don't come. You know, go come, care.
Say it politely. Don't. You are using.
You must arrive here. At the next time we summon
Don't let me
you,
close your podcast for you.
you can actually, funny, since you introduce yourself.
So thank
can
you so
close
much. He doesn't know how to close, so I'll close it for him. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. So many lessons have been learned. We are also learning. We're hoping that we don't go and take loan. Our dollar will shift. But keep the questions coming in. I don't know if they're going to invite me again, but just in case they do, I'll be happy to answer your questions. For now, stay alive. Make sure you keep your business alive.
This is your closer.
Yes.
This is your closer.
You
You
love
can't
it.
give them cheers.
You love it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
We will see you next time. We can go now, so.
That's good. Of course,
Yo.